Hello and welcome to SpeedRun, the show with the highest amount of video games per second. My name is Etienne Gade, and boy, do we have some real treats for you this time. First up is Batman Arkham Asylum, the newest game about your favorite superhero. Reason enough for us to check it out, so follow us when we visit Arkham Asylum.
After clearing up at the box office last year, Batman finally returns to the world of video games. Just like his movies, the brand new Arkham Asylum is a smash hit right out of the gate. Over 2 million copies have been sold, and it is considered to be the best game of 2009.
There's no escape, Joker.
At least the story sounds very interesting this time around. Once again, the Cape Crusader managed to get his hands on the Joker, Gotham City's biggest criminal. To ensure that the Joker doesn't escape, Batman personally delivers him to the Arkham Asylum. Once they're inside, the Joker reveals his true intentions. He cuts himself loose and traps both of them inside the facility.
Silly bat! I don't want to escape. I'm having way too much fun. I even have you here to keep a smile on my face.
Arkham Asylum isn't an ordinary jail. Since Batman doesn't kill people, all the crooks he catches must end up somewhere. That place is Arkham, where the Joker plays poker with the Riddler and Poison Ivy hangs out with Catwoman. It's kinda like a clubhouse for supervillains.
Now, every prisoner in Arkham wants to take a shot at Batman, but of course, they're no match for a highly skilled superhero. The man-to-man combat is one of the most satisfying things in the game. With ease, you'll punch, kick and grapple your way through countless thugs and feel like a real badass while doing that. Unfortunately, there are also some inmates who don't give up so easily.
Spread out!
Since Batman is very vulnerable to gunfire, you'll have to take a different approach in this kind of situation. As in games like Metal Gear Solid, you can sneak up on enemies or just avoid them altogether. These stealth parts are a nice change of pace in between all the combat. There are also lots of items that Batman can collect throughout the game, which constantly adds something new to the gameplay.
Of course, Batman has a lot of nifty gadgets at hand. One of the most important tools he uses in Arkham Asylum is the so-called detective mode. Once activated, it enables Batman to see extensive information about his surroundings. That way, he can trace even the smallest kind of clue.
In the comics, Batman isn't just a normal superhero. He's also a full-fledged investigator. Using the detective mode not only gives you an advantage in combat, it helps you discover all the secrets that are hidden inside of Arkham. The asylum itself is very well designed, and you'll have lots of fun exploring every nook and cranny of it. Even after checking the game out very thoroughly, we couldn't find anything that's really wrong with it. You could say that almost every gameplay element has been borrowed from other famous series like Metal Gear or Metroid, but that doesn't really matter. Arkham Asylum is a well thought out game that leaves you wanting more after finishing it. And that's why we came to the following conclusion.
We couldn't believe it at first, but it's actually true. Batman Arkham Asylum is a great game. It has an interesting story, it looks very fine, but most importantly, it plays really well. So come on over, there's always a cell free at Arkham for you. You will have a good time, we promise. In the past week, a lot has happened in the world of video games. And normally, it would take a huge amount of time to recap everything for you. But not for us. Since we give you the highest amount of information in the smallest amount of time, I say, why don't we take about 57 seconds and make our own little news speedrun.
First up, some great news for everybody that likes to shoot zombies in the face. The freshly announced alternative edition of Resident Evil 5 will feature brand new motion controls, an extra campaign, and comes out in March 2010. About the same time, you better get your hands on the Super Street Fighter 4, a souped-up version of this year's favourite Punch Fest. It will feature 8 additional fighters, a better online mode, and a jiggly fat guy in a tight suit. The exciting finale of this year's Red Bull Air Race season was held in Barcelona on October 4th. If you want to relive it, you can do it now in a very special section of PlayStation Home. It's fun, it's free, and you probably couldn't get tickets to the real event anyway. Now we have some bad news for everybody that got themselves a PSP Go. Sony just announced that it won't be possible to play any of the older disc-based games on the brand new model, and that means that every game you bought in the past is now officially worthless. Those evil bastards. To ease your pain, you should get your hands on the just-released demo of Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. It's free to download and offers multiplayer maps for up to 4 people. Very nice. And this is it for this week's news.
We here at SpeedRun not only know what happened in the past, but we've also taken a little glimpse into the future. We have seen how gaming will be in a couple of years from now. You can't imagine how much is going to change. If you want to know, come with us, but be prepared. It will probably blow your mind.
Since their invention, video games have come a very long way. Year after year, new hardware pushes the boundaries of what's technically possible, and it won't be long before the games will start to look almost lifelike. Even though so much is different, there is a very important aspect to gaming that didn't change at all. It's how we play our games. If you think about it, playing a video game has always been the same. You use your left hand to control your character, and your right hand pushes the buttons to make him jump, shoot, or punch. Of course, this formula has been refined time after time, but essentially, we've been doing this thing over and over again.
Since the beginning of video games, we've been stuck with joysticks and gamepads. But the video game industry seems to finally get it, and they made some changes and advances in recent history.
Things finally started to change around late 2006, when Nintendo came out with the famous Wii console. The Wii used motion controls to put you actively into the games, instead of just sitting passively on your couch, and that worked very well and made the Wii into an enormous success. Of course, Nintendo's competition had to try and invent something similar. Microsoft's Project Natal eliminates the need for the gamepad and makes your body into a full-fledged controller. The detection is supposed to be so accurate that you can even interact with virtual people like Milo here. Another step beyond is the so-called augmented reality. This camera-based technology combines your real surroundings with computer-generated graphics. This way, you don't really play a game anymore, you essentially are inside a game. Software like Sony's iPad is already a very good indicator of how much fun you can have that way.
Things like Project Natal and iPad are just the beginning. In the future, gaming will mean less hardware and more fun.
Actually, the movie Tron predicted quite well how video games will be one day. You'll just need to have yourself and the rest will be created around you without the need of any physical hardware. It may take some time, but we're already well on our way.
At this point, we were actually supposed to show you a full review of Godfather 2, but unfortunately, time is up. Well, it's not that unfortunate, to be honest, because the game sucks.
As a movie, The Godfather 2 is one of the best sequels ever made. As a game, The Godfather 2 is one of the worst sequels ever made. Just like a sexually confused high school boy wearing his first dress, The Godfather 2 can really decide what it wants to be. Is it a GTA clone, a strategy game, a shooter? It tries all of that and it fails miserably each and every time. Then we have the graphics, which are so bad that even our TV was bitching about them while we were playing. I mean, just take a look at this fella here. Do you recognize him? That's supposed to be Al Pacino, for crying out loud. He looks like Al Pacino after someone hit his face with a sledgehammer. And don't get me started on the gameplay, which is just as fun as microwaving your balls. We have no variety, no challenge and no fun with this game. Okay, the last point isn't quite true, because you can use the game disc as a frisbee and that can actually be mildly amusing. Aside from that, each and everything about the game is an utter disaster, and that's the reason why it's great that we don't have time for Godfather 2.
Well, I guess that's enough about that. Time is up, folks. Tune in to next week's show, or I will kill your fucking dog. Goodbye and stay classy, San Diego.